I would just say, well, of course, number one is pray, right? You just have to pray. You have to know your congregation. I know when we started out our ministry, we literally spent 9 months not really changing anything yet, because we spent 9 months planning and interviewing and gaining perspective from everybody that was involved. And I think that was one piece that made our ministry very successful, was just, again, coming to the table and hearing, what are the fears and the things that they're excited about. We talked to volunteers, we talked to small group leaders, worship leaders, children's pastors, music directors. We talked to everybody who was involved, which really helped us, number one, get that buy-in from the whole church community. And number two, really helped us to develop something that was going to work for everybody. But it was very important that we gained the perspective of the families and really heard what it was that our church was doing that was maybe causing harm to that family. Unintentionally, of course. I think most churches are good at the heart, and they don't set out to harm people or cause any kind of hurt, but in some of their actions or things that they do or things that they don't do can cause some harm. And then, just kind of really mapping out a good plan where you don't jump in so head first that you're not serving people well, but that you're mapping it out well and very, for me, it had to be, just because of how I'm wired, it had to be kind of some methodical growth, of how can we grow and plan. And one really great piece of advice that my family ministry director gave me whenever I first started planning was, he would come to me, I would go to him with an idea. And I would say, okay, we have these 5 families that I'm trying to plan for, but I'm really trying to think bigger, and I'm really trying to plan for like 20. And he was like, no, ma'am. He goes, everything you plan, you need to plan for 200, because we need to know that the ministry is going to survive and the ministry is going to serve people well if we have a busload of families that shows up on a Sunday morning. And so everything that you do, you run it by will this work for 200 people? And everything that we built and everything that we envisioned and wrote down, all was with that intention of let's build this for 200. And I think that's why our ministry, by the time that I left that position, our ministry was serving 170 families, because we didn't have to do a whole lot of oh my gosh, we got to a stopping point, now we got to start over. So I went a little bit off track, but I would just say, for 3 bullet points, right? Pray, write down the vision, and start gaining perspective of everybody who's involved.